it does work out, what might that feel like? That feeling right there, the one that got you excited in the first place to pursue the thing that you want to try or learn or change, that is the feeling you want to hold on to, the one of curiosity, the one of excitement. Remember to get excited. We've all either said before or heard someone say before, I don't want to get my hopes up, for fear that it might not work out. Anytime a decision is based on fear, it's the wrong decision. And anytime an emotion is based on fear, we can end up keeping ourselves stuck in a repeat pattern, continuing to draw toward us the very thing we're trying to avoid. Example. Okay, so I was heading to the store to return something, and I've never had an issue with customer service at this particular store before. It's always been great, and I had no reason to think that I might have any kind of an issue. I bought the product pretty recently at the time, and I had the receipt, and the product stopped working, so I had nothing to be concerned about. But as I was walking to the store, I was thinking negatively, recalling experiences that I've had in the past, because just like all of us, I have had bad customer service experiences in the past. So I was walking to the store thinking negatively, and I ended up manifesting the very thing that I did not want. The customer service I got that time at the store was terrible. It was so ridiculous. I was thinking, are you serious? Am I on candid camera right now? What's happening? It was as if the sales associates were getting a commission to give me bad customer service. I decided to just leave the store and come back another time. And I decided that when I came back, I would instead manifest a positive experience for myself. And that is exactly what I did. A week later, I was walking back to the store, and as the negative thoughts started to creep in, I pushed them aside, and I envisioned myself having a positive experience with the exact outcome that I wanted. And then I took it a step further. I conjured up the feeling of how I would feel as if that positive experience and outcome were happening to me in that moment. And then I had a very different experience in the store. One of the same sales associates that was being kind of ridiculous the week before was completely different. He said, oh yeah, absolutely. You could just take it right over there, tell them blah, blah, blah. You can return, exchange it, whatever you like. I was like, okay. This is crazy. I always get my hopes up. If it doesn't work out, well, I know that I'm going to eventually turn down the path that was meant for me. And who knows who I'll meet or what significant experiences I might have along the way. But what if it does work out? What might that feel like? That feeling right there, the one that got you excited in the first place to pursue the thing that you want to try or learn or change, that is the feeling you want to hold on to, the one of curiosity, the one of excitement. Then get started, which is another story. I started this habit a very long time ago, years and years and years ago, like 20 years ago, before I even knew anything about manifesting or the universe, or before I'd even heard of the law of attraction. So I remember I had graduated college, I was waiting tables and having a very challenging time getting my career started. I think at this point, I actually had quit waiting tables to just focus on finding a job. I don't advise that either, but I did that for a little bit. And I got an interview, and this company was flying me out to Phoenix, Arizona for the interview. That's not where the job was, but that's where I had to go meet the hiring managers. So that was exciting. So I didn't have a job or a lot of money, so I didn't have any money coming in, of course, at the time. But I went shopping to try to find something to wear for the interview. And I was standing in the dressing room wearing this beautiful blazer. It was $100, which at the time was a significant amount of money for me. And I remember looking at myself in the mirror, standing in the dressing room wearing the blazer. And for a moment, fear, of course, crept in. And I thought, is this really the right time to be spending money? We don't have any money, coming in. And I said yes, because I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get this job or another job that's the right one for me. I bought the blazer, which was an investment in myself, but the bigger investment in myself was a belief in myself and this positive emotion that I conjured up and that I carried with me. I did end up actually turning down that job. It wasn't the right one for me. But that was okay because I found my way eventually, and I ended up wearing that blazer for, I think, 15 more years. It takes a while for blazers to go out of style. So I always get excited when I have a new idea, a new venture that I want to try and pursue. And I talk about it with people that are close to me. And sometimes they are scared for me. Maybe they don't think that it'll work out. Maybe they don't think that I can do it. But that doesn't matter. What matters is how I feel. And what matters is how you feel, that you know you can do it and that you get excited and have confidence within yourself. We draw toward us what we focus on. So we might as well focus on the positive. I do this all of the time with work, with money. I did this with my apartment, and I even, don't try this at home. I'm not encouraging other people to do this, but I actually waived the mortgage contingency in trying to get approved for my condo that I bought. If you don't know what that means, because I didn't know until when I first heard the term, that means that for my particular case, the seller had a cash buyer who put in an offer after my offer, and they wanted to honor my offer and give me an opportunity since I was first. But if I didn't get approved, then they would be taking a risk there, sticking with me. However, they offered to keep working with me if I would waive the mortgage contingency, which meant that if I didn't get approved from the bank for my mortgage, then they could keep my down payment that I had already put down. Thousands and thousands of dollars that I worked very hard for and saved up. I waived the mortgage contingency and I wasn't even scared. I knew I was going to get the apartment. I just knew it. And I also knew that that was the only way and that I wanted to try, because if I said no, I'm not going to waive the mortgage contingency for fear that I wouldn't get approved, well then that was it. So I did, and I wasn't even scared because I just inherently knew it was going to work out. I did get a little bit scared when I almost didn't get approved, but I did. And so what I did every single day during the approval process, which of course, was stressful, I envisioned myself in my apartment. I envisioned myself riding on the beautiful balcony every morning, drinking my coffee. I envisioned myself walking through the beautiful lobby, and now it's my home, and I appreciate it every day. I have so many stories like this of these positive examples and outcomes. However, the negative experiences that I had in my life and actually continued to have for years and years and years, well, I equally manifested those and drew those experiences toward myself as well. So even though maybe I had a positive attitude and I gave it my all, I was scared. I was thinking about past events that had occurred and the bad things that happened. And while I was hoping that I would have a positive outcome, I was fearing that I would have a negative outcome. And so I did. Whatever situation we find ourselves in, we created that for ourselves. And while that might be tough to hear at first, the awesome other side to that that's so powerful is that we can change it. Just like flipping a light switch. When the fear creeps in, fear that we'll get hurt if we invest in this new relationship, fear that if we go up for the promotion, we won't get the job, fear that our loan application will get denied, fear that we won't get the sale, whatever it is. All we have to do to change our mindset when the fear creeps in is take a step outside of ourselves and just become an observer. Observe our state of mind and ask ourselves, okay, this is just the old pattern. This is me, thinking about the past. And once we step outside of ourselves, we have the power to shift our perspective. And then what happens is we can objectively decide to make different choices for ourselves. And when we make different choices, guess what happens? We have different outcomes. How awesome is that? The next time you get excited about an idea, something that you want to try or do or change, let yourself get excited with the mindset that, yes, it will work out. And here's the trick. Carry the emotion that it is actually happening right now. Conjure up that feeling, what that feels like, and hold that positive emotion. And if you don't think you can do this, think of something that scares you and observe your heart rate speed right up. We can do the same thing for ourselves that we do with a negative emotion with a positive emotion. Think of a time in the past where you did get the job, you did get the big paycheck, where you experienced that amazing first kiss. Go back and feel how that feels. Smile, enjoy it, get excited about it. That's the feeling that you want to hold on to. Keep keeping that emotion with you and carry that with you as you go after and pursue the things that you want. And then if the fear creeps in again, just take a step outside of yourself and observe what's happening. Okay, that's the pattern again. That's the old me thinking the negative thoughts. I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to conjure up and hold on to those positive emotions and make different choices for myself with this new perspective. And then get excited about what's going to happen. I'm Caitlin Miller, and I believe in you.